I called one of the mycology experts in Denmark, and well, less than an hour ago, and wow, what a talk, and what a rejection, oh, she was so bitchy, anyway, she only wanted to talk to a doctor, and I'm not I would, of course, having a hard time actually having, doctors that actually wants to have anything to do with me. Well, I was like, well, in some sense I am, but anyway, whatever the case. But she said, well, you have written me before, right? Yeah, I have. Yeah, but I'm only talking to doctors. So I don't want to talk. I don't want you to call this number anymore. I was like, of course, she said it with, just incredible. Yeah, you can talk to your doctor. I was like, well, they don't really know much about mycology, Well, I have a different opinion on that and blah, blah. Anyway, I just wanted to ask in regards to the spores, in regards of the Diflucan, the Diflucan killing the spores or is not, because again, the Diflucan works on, I can't even remember. Let's see here. You have the things that fungi is made of, which the word drugs or remedies are made to, destroy the cell wall and make the fungi, pull, all the guts runs out and all that. So, but I'm thinking, what about the spores? Because the spores can be very, there's of course different kinds of spores. I think there's at least two. Live show is on. I have a way of forgetting what I want to ask him, because I was like, oh, it's dark, and there's fungus, of course. But of course, in regards to the Roman papist things, I did see him, I guess maybe half a year ago or something like that, and when he began, when I began to find out he was a Roman papist, I was really turned off, I think he must have been talking about nicerol, because he has a way of talking about nicerol. And nicerol is also one of these antifungals things and all that. And I bought 3 bottles, and it was like some pink stuff, in this bottle, and whatever. But the thing is, the surprising thing, it actually worked, for the dandruff. It actually makes me not have dandruff anymore. If, as I understand it, if you have dry scale, it's most likely Candida, or it could be Candida albicans. I have to be trying the best that I can. But if it's like oily and all that, they said it was, I read that might be something else, another thing that can actually make, But Candida albicans apparently is seemingly one of the issues that can make dandruff in your head. I mean, there's not. Disgusting. I took off my hair as usual, and I just cut. It's like it's just skin, it's utter horrible. But anyway, I'm getting close to cutting my hair again, because every 15 days I cut my hair because it begins to itch. So now, of course, the itch is pretty much all some kind of pain, and it went down. The pain wasn't really that much on the arms and my legs, but it seems like that has been again, it's little by little, it was I know it was 1 month after Warcraft 3 came out, so it's just to figure out what the date was, because the thing is I couldn't play anymore, it's like I was I think it was called XCon in regards of his nick. I was playing Warcraft 3, 2-on-2, and we were, winning a lot of games and all that, and it was going pretty good. But then the itch came. Oh, it's a horrible itch. Alcohol, I was smoking, I was, of course, drinking pasteurized milk and all that. The bad crap food that we have in our society, and that is pretty much promoted on us. And because our women have left the kitchen, we have no idea of, it's very sad, because when women are like, falling for the feminist, diabolical, satanic way and all that, you have to, and then you're 40, finished and fat, pretty much, and done away, And who wants a 40 years old lady? Now, it's not like, but a man wants, someone that actually can give him babies, right? And you top the women, women top us around 20, the year, 21. So why would you go out and, seek an education and a career and, a man pick, and, what's it called? They call it something, this big word and all that. But anyway, maybe I should get back to it. But the problem is when you remove the women in regards from the kitchen and they don't have any, someone have to cook good food, right? And women are extraordinary in regards of they need to have a healthy body because they are the producer. And again, when they run out of the kitchen, who is going to stand for it in regards of health? Well, so it hurts themselves, it hurts their children, it hurts their husband, and everything breaks down pretty much. And the whole family gets sick. And then you need to use a huge amount of energy on these stupidities and all that. Anyway, getting back to it. So she just was totally bitchy and she didn't want to talk and all that. But apparently, so I guess you have to be a doctor to talk to her. Apparently, she's not allowed to answer any questions. To help some. No, apparently not. Anyway, that was interesting. Very interesting. Anyway, I guess I'm just a nutcase, right? Always. You can read, there's a website also in Danish. I think there's also English manuals actually I've been into. They have a little variance in, it's interesting, right? Because it's the same product many times, but they have different variants, But here we have in regards of, even, here we go, fungus infection, now this in Danish, in the vagina and, the itch down there 19 years ago, like, hey, couldn't you just have tried some Diflucan? No, apparently not. Apparently, I'm a man, I have a penis, so no Diflucan for you, Anyway, that's in regards of the things that you can get while taking it. Now, in regards of the, of course you will have some symptoms and all that runs out in your blood. If you're killing millions and millions of fungi, I don't know how many I have, but 19 years, that's probably a good amount. If it works, of course. Because again, as I understand, there's 7% chance that this doesn't work. But that's still 93% chance that it will. I think that's pretty good odds. Whatever. I don't know if that's... I think that's pretty good thing, And we see Candida auris, which is one of these new Candida species, apparently, or whatever you want to call it, variations in any case. Apparently, the problem is with this Candida auris is that it's pretty much resistant to every single antifungal they have. That would be, what's it called, I can't remember what it's called, the biggie words, but antifungal against resistance to, here we go in regards of here, if you have cryptococcus or whatever, it's 400 milligrams the first day, and then 200 gram to 400 gram one time daily in 6 to 8 weeks. Now, here we have in regards of Candida, it's just a Candida, but of course, as I understand it, it doesn't work on, there are some Candida species that are resistant to this. So it was like 20 different Candida species that was an issue or something like that could be an issue. And of course, Candida albicans is the first and foremost. Now, let's see here. So that's different ways in regards to how much you need to take for this and that. Oh, here we have in regards of the penis. Wow. Of vaginas in regards, if you don't have a vagina, you can't have fungus apparently. But anyway, no. It's actually have in regards of fungus infection in the vagina and the penis. Who would have known that men would have? Actually, I think they should change it, like penis and and the vagina. Anyway, killing our children. Killed nearly Well, since 1973, the feminists, these murderous, rebellious women, have killed off at least 840,000. Spreading your legs, before marriage, that's horrid. Anyway, of course, we're all sinners and all that, but it's not good. I think about all these transmitted diseases, of sexual transmitted diseases. Actually, one of the reasons why I actually went out on whoring was I was afraid that it would stop working, and because I had these issues down there. So I went out and, worse and worse, Who knows if it actually will stop working, and then I know try it out, right? Of course, it was a stupid, it still works, not as good as it probably could have, but in any case, here we have I guess this is Swedish. So we have Swedish and Danish. Now again, I've read on these things and all that. I don't know why they put it like this, but apparently it says fluconazole hexal 100 milligram capsules, fluconazole. There we go. Wonderful. Oh no. Actually pretty cheap. I do wonder, it's like, well, cheap, I guess, it's pills, and they probably don't cost much to actually, but compared to other places, great. But, what was it? Oh, yeah, but other places where I've seen these, it's just much more expensive. And, I don't need to go to Ukraine, so that's nice, the trip is, it's like 1,500 kroner, so that would be 3,000 kroner, one way and the other way, and that was with bus and train. So let's see if here we have the package. Let's see, yeah, there we go. There we have the package. It's actually looking pretty dull, I guess. But I guess they don't need to actually, because it's prescription and all that. So yeah. Using candidiasis, in regards of candidiasis. Interesting. So 28 capsules, and I have 2 packages. So that is more than enough for 2 weeks. So the plan is to take 400 milligram. That's the loading dose. 100 milligram. Now that will probably, if it works, that will be the, I guess the moment of truth, or at that point, and that'll be interesting, very interesting, very, very, very interesting. And then the next couple of 100 milligrams twice a day. It's going to be very interesting. It took some effort to get it, that's for sure. It took weeks, actually. It took weeks and weeks and weeks of messages and trying to, well, pretty much. I have so many other issues, but it began in the head below, not up here, okay? My brain doesn't, of course, in regards to the fungi and all that, but I've read something in regards to, even if you are, if let's say you have 115 in IQ and all that, as I understand it, you would then lose 15 IQ points. But you would still be considered to be normal, because you would still be pretty, you're not totally, you still look normal, but you yourself know there's something wrong and all that. And so apparently this fungi will, apparently only 85, and then I'm on 75 or whatever, whatever. In any case, I think this IQ thing is pretty corrupt, because you can learn a lot in regards of how actually, it's just games, right? You're sitting in a book, and I remember when I was, it's just games, when you begin to figure out what is going on, it's a lot easier to actually make any point for these IQ tests, that's for sure, Any case, and again, you might be good to something and bad to something else. So let's say you are really good at solving these issues, but you know, you might be very bad on other things, you know. And yeah, I just don't give much for these anyway. And again, we have different strength, and will be interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting. And one more. So I actually, as far as I can see, I was 31. You know, you load the dose and then you continue to fuel it, because it has a, I can't remember how much it is, but it has a half-life. You continue to annihilate the fungi. It will be so. I hope it works. You know, it might not work. I hope it works. This is one way. It is one way of trying it out. And if I don't try it, I won't know if it works. So, and I already have the nystatin. The nystatin is fixed. I'm still you know, planned out in some sense. So 7 to 14 days of nystatin just to take it out in the gut. I'm not sure if it actually not necessary. It might actually I might just have been, you know, the Diflucan might actually just have been enough. I don't know. But I was thinking, you know, that, you know, if I take it out in the gut, now of course it could be resistance to yeah, and just tell me, I hope you get better. Yeah, I hope so too. But you don't want to help me. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Anyway, it's like, yeah, I hope you get better, but I won't really help, you know. And yeah, it's just incredible, because she would be one of the people that would know in regards to these things. But I guess maybe she's as brainwashed as all the Republicans to figure out that fungi is a big issue in society. I don't know, because they're mostly, if you look on the internet and the information that is there, they're mostly looking on, you know, patients which has, you know, which has, I was in regards to the doctors, by the way, that you get into the known, or the, you know, whatever, that you get into the group. In the known, well, maybe I'm actually getting into the known, and maybe they don't like that. Maybe they just, you know, maybe just part of this satanic system, which actually also have a satanic symbol of, you know, false god. Anyway, yeah, that's the snake thing in regards to the two snakes. You know, you can look that up on Wikipedia. So, by the way, this is an article, I guess. Maybe this is not something that usually that is, you know, allowed for the people or something like that. But I found it. Yeah, of course, they locked me out of the medical. You know, 10 years ago, I was, you know, they had all this free information that was for doctors, and then they locked me out, and you had to pay, what was like 700 kroners for. Yeah, right. You know, just locked me out. Well, I thought we are paying this medical system to, you know, from the state. Are we not putting enough money in this system to have some, you know, what is it called? Transparency? No, apparently not. You're not allowed to see the articles, apparently, that doctors can see, or you need to pay a huge amount to get access to it. That's like incredible. And PubMed, according to Doc Kaufman, and he knows a lot, you know, he has worked in the system and all that, but he is a Roman papist, so be aware. Be careful all the Roman papist bullshit and all that. You know, that's, you have to discern what is, you know, so don't take his doctrines on, you know, be careful. Wolves in sheep clothing, you know. But in regards to fungi, there's not anything to put on him, I think. In case, so yeah, what was it? I don't know. But I think he actually talked about PubMed. And PubMed is apparently, if the researchers get funding for their research, as I understood him, they need to put the information out in the PubMed. For me and you and everybody. That's nice. And the same thing with the Dane working for the state. But, you know, and again, if she's working for the state, I would have believed that she worked for the people. Maybe not. Anyway, maybe I'm just, you know, because the whole world seems to be upside down. So, yeah. Apparently she's also the chairman or something like that. There was two groups of fungi and all that I figured out. it's only doctor thing and all that, they hide their secrets, because, it's incredible how this system works. It's just hiding the secrets away from the people, because there's big business to not let the people know anything. We don't know anything about good, healthy food. We destroy, they destroy our foods on so many levels. The nutrients and all worse and worse and worse. So, yeah, anyway. So here's in regards of fluconazole and idurafungin and caspofungin and mycofungin and for I would have thought that an expert in mycology would be interested to talk about mycology. Apparently not. Apparently, it's like if you have a passion. I don't know. Maybe not. And this was a report that apparently I could find. I did a search. I don't know if it's. I don't know if they usually have. I don't know if it was on purpose they had this free or not. Or access to it. But I got access to it, and I have it printed out, and I have it on my computer and all that. There's a lot of words that just goes over your head and all that, but when you're used to the words and all that. I don't remember. There was two groups. I had to find out in regard. There was a group in the Nordic countries in regard. I think actually she was the one establishing it or something like that. And then there's the other. Maybe one can infiltrate it. I don't know. Uh-oh. Did my computer die or something like that? It looks like my computer has died. Oh, there we go. I'm not in regards of infiltrate. It's like I'm thinking maybe of money for it, but apparently they, him and his wife collected the money, and he went there, and he was, it was apparently pretty good. But I'm like, why is this info? So now it's 12:27, and I pretty much have the Diflucan. So that's incredible, and we're closing for the new month. I can't remember which month. And it's probably tonight, so this might be the last day of the month at the moment. I'm not entirely sure, in regards. We have 29.7, 20. I'm not sure it will be visible in the night. Maybe first tomorrow then. So it's still going down. So the moon is closing to the end of the month, of the month. So the Diflucan, because I don't want to feed it in any way. So what I've thought about is to get every kind of sugar away and just go for the meat diet. I made a mess of the pot, so I tried to scrub the pot and all that. Still needs more, and that's usually the one I'm making 4 liters of Iperosa tea, which they call something powder, something in English. I've been drinking a lot of that. A little, so before I made this, before I burned the pots, just get some more antifungals in there, natural antifungals. I saw that, don't eat too many of these because you will end up having, some weird, some really, way of thinking, that sounds really bad, right? I really haven't had any problems with that at all. I've been full, this cup, it was a full cup, and you just sit there and chew it. And it's very, very, it's really pretty, it's like, it's pretty powerful in the mouth. I get used to it, but anyway, I eat other things that is pretty powerful as well in the mouth. So, but anyway, antimicrobial, against fungi and bacteria and so forward. So, I guess if you just, I do wonder in regards of all the toothbrushing and all that, if you just eat a diet on bacteria and antifungus and all that, if it's a bacteria problem in your mouth, now of course, I think it's multiple has microbial thing, in your food. Well, do you even need to brush your teeth? I don't think so. It doesn't seem like, it seems like the data agrees in regards of these people, living without toothbrush and all that. I guess they might have a natural thing, you know, whatever. But I don't know. It seems like they had pretty good. It's actually killing the bacteria in my mouth. Well, and I'm eating this the whole day. Well, there's not really anything to brush away if all the bacteria is. I don't know. I haven't. I really need to get that microscope. Actually, I need to order that microscope. I think I have two choices on microscopes, and one of them you can put the mobile on. You know, one of them on a electrical source. I'm not sure what is best. You know, it's not like I would go around that much with a microscope. So I guess maybe it doesn't matter. But of course, it would be nice to be have a portable way that you didn't need a wire or anything like that. And you never know with a wire. You might end up flipping. You can put a mobile there, and the other you get a camera for the computer. But actually, you can actually buy a much not a much better. You can buy a better camera actually from them on the side. So I think the camera would also work with the one that has the mobile module. Again, it's kind of, I don't know, all these bacteria and all that would be interesting. And check my mouth thing, and check my, there's 4 ways of apparently, taking things, and, that'll be interesting, I don't know. So, yeah, so it would be interesting. We actually have Jews and Christians, and, different people working, these things, and people trying to observe the moon in Jerusalem and all that. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty neat. And in regards to the beginning of the year and all that, and I can't remember what month it is, but nicely others are keeping a check in that. I think the Jews are 1 month late. They really, they made a lecture on it, and it just makes totally sense that, that the Jews were a month behind. Yeah, so that's nice. But of course, in regards to keeping it and all that, I still have issues in regards of it's. But as far as we were trying, now we have the pagan Christ Mass around. I wouldn't keep Hanukkah. I wouldn't keep Christmas or Christ Mass or Yule, as we call it in Denmark. Going back to Odin, Yule, Yulna, and Odin. I was making a video that is now deleted or at least it's not available on YouTube, because I'm so much of apparently a hate speaker. So, full of hatred apparently, like Martin Luther, I guess he would be censored everywhere in our days, talking about the Antichrist and using his language and all that. Martin Luther would just be totally censored everywhere. It's just very sad. Anyway, as you can see in Denmark, maybe you can't see it, but it's gray. As you see, it's just gray. It's like gray as you're looking out every time in Denmark. It's like, gray. It's a depressing as well, It's and it seems to also have an effect in regards of if it's like sunshine and all that. It just seems to actually be better for your, any case. So that's just typical Denmark, We have a moist environment. Anyway, whatever. I guess people with fungi would understand what I'm saying. People that don't, I forgot my beef. Looks good, but looks pretty done. So, now, it might not be the best tasting meat, but it's cheap. So, and if you're eating only meat, this beef, this is my breakfast, by the way, that's 500 grams. Now, of course, it has been laying on the pan for some time because I have forgotten about it. Well, I'm not on a, on a lower level than I usually do it. Usually ribeyes, which is really expensive. That really breaks the bank in some sense. Actually, if you just lay it there on a very low level of heat, you actually just get dry meat. It's actually pretty good, you know. That was in regards of trying different things out in regards to that. Can't remember what it was. Oh yeah, well, it's trying to dry out meat because you can easily take it along with you. Yeah, for example, I have butter. Sadly, I think it's pasteurized, you know, so I don't know what would be in the raw butter, but I would absolutely, if I had the possibility of getting raw butter instead of this pasteurized stupidity and all that, I would of course get that. But in any case, butter is, you know, you know, that's just the fat. That's just wonderful. So, but you know, when taking the Diflucan, I want to go totally meat diet again, and no sugar. That would be no eggs, no butter. Maybe the other alternative, there is 2 butter, which you can find in a health store, and that they heat the, and of course one can make it oneself, but still, and it doesn't taste as good as butter, I think. I don't know. Maybe if I eat it more, maybe, you know, sometimes when you eat something you don't like and you do it over and over again, sometimes just, you know, Brady didn't want to talk to me. But, you know, I was actually pretty, you know, it's like just totally rejection, right? I was like, oh my, this is just, and then I needed to call the doctor as well, you know. Afterwards, I was like, anyway, you know, pretty much alone, right? So on these issues, so I began to call up the doctor. You know, it's 11. Apparently, this day is late, and I'm calling up, and it's like 7. You know, I'm number 7, or at least, or maybe I was number 8. I'm not sure, but anyway, I think that was actually 7. Always, you know. Anyway, let's get back to it. So I'm sitting there, and I think I got to number 5, something like that. There's 5 in front of me, and all that. And I just checked the mailbox, you know, just, you know, who knows, you know. And there you go, I got mail, you know. And I was like, sitting there, I was like, woo! Oh, it's just so nice. It's nice to have it like, yeah, you know, it's nice to have it. At least I can try it out now. That would be great. And again, it's not the whole solution, probably. Again, I would like to understand if and I have to, you know, I just have to go to doc, you know, so much bullshit, you know. And that, of course, is the problem again with, you know, the papers. They have a way of mixing their own filthy doctrines with, you know, with good stuff. We have to be very aware. But anyway, he's out there helping and answering questions and all that. And I guess I'll just have to, it's nice to see that he's helping people. I wish don't really say much, do they, in our days? No one is really speaking up on things. I don't know. It's just so I should pretty much make in regards of these questions and see if Doc would help me answering these things, as long as it's not on religion, you know, because I think he's way off in regards to religious matters. So absolutely an awesome show that he has, and he's trying to help people. You know, he's trying to help people. It's nice. It's really nice. Anyway, just be aware that there's a lot of you know, mixing a little paganism here and there, and you know, Romanism and all that, and it's and yeah, it's yeah. Any case, so so what was I talking about? I don't know. Oh yeah. So yeah, running down there and getting it, and now I got it. So I'm going to eat my breakfast or whatever you want to call it. You know, my meat, and I think I should. Again, I need to have the chicken feeds as well. Need to find a place that I need to figure that out as well. There's no sugar in that either, as I understand it, in chicken feeds. But anyway, I'm thinking, I want to do this, because I might only have one shot of this. I don't know. I just want to take my precautions. I don't want to, do stupid. I want to have this, as much there actually is left. But I still have some. Actually, I can't even remember how much. Have I even taken my dose this morning? I can't remember. I woke up. Did I take it? I can't remember. I've lost. I don't remember if I took it. Any case, no. Usually I take it after eating, so maybe I was awake. But anyway, it might actually not having. Yeah. Any case, whatever. Not a big problem, not a big concern and all that. Not a big problem. But anyway, I still have a good amount of that to continue, and yeah. So that's pretty good. And yeah, I don't really, on the nystatin, it's not like I'm feeling, I'm not if it's not resistant. Oh yeah, I read some guy that apparently was he said he was trained in regards of identifying candida, and he was really, it seems he was upset because he was this healthy guy and this and that, and he did this and that and all that, and I don't think he was drinking either. I'm not sure. But anyway, and he said that, he had sent these things to different, and he had gotten tests back that said that, that this candida he had was pretty much resistant to nearly everything, except Diflucan. So apparently the candida albicans can apparently be resistant for different things. I guess there must be some variations of inside the species or whatever, that have different kinds of. So even if you test it with one kind of candida albicans and you get positive results, seems to maybe not actually be a process that, because if you have another candida variation, there's still candida albicans. If we're still having, candida albicans, and you have something that is resistant and something that is not resistant, it's a little hard to then, using two different kinds of candida albicans. Well, still the same species, but if you're using two different, that is immune to two different things or accustomed to two different things, you might get two different results. So even if you do the exact same thing, just changing the candida albicans as far as I can get it, then you might actually get two different results. One might be resistance to. There's so many factors on these things. So many factors. It seems. So. Anyway, and yet again, the Diflucan, it might be resistant to the Diflucan. I don't hope. Anyway, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to trying it out, and hopefully, body, in regards of systemic, so that's great. And if the thing is, Diflucan works in the eyes. I'm not sure if it actually also works in the brain. I think it does. Yeah, it must be working in the brain as well. I think it actually goes everywhere. If I remember correctly. Yeah, there's just so many things to remember. And the thing is, it's like you have a lot of information down here, So it's like, now it's like you have information back here that tend to sometimes come up here. It's like, it's just, what do you call it? I can't remember. That's words for these things. But, it's like, you know the name of course, I've never been good to names. So that's an example. Fine. Now, that actually might not be a bad thing, some say, because you're focused on other things that is much more important for you. Well, that might be a bad thing then for the person, I guess. But anyway, I don't know. Or maybe it's just because you're infected with fungi, right? Anyway, I have this lamp. And this is a wonderful lamp with really nice light. All these, and you it's like this bad light was like, oh, this is bad, Anyway, this is really good light. Actually, before they got all the diodes and all that, I actually had a diode lamp of these where it's like 10,000 lux. and I hurt my eyes with that. Don't stare, you shouldn't apparently look into it without any problem. But the thing is, when you look into it, you can see all the floaters in the eyes. Now, of course, they're floating around and all that, looking like Candida albicans. Of course, everybody have floaters, apparently, according to one of the white coats and all that. As many of the other insane quotes that I have, I guess, over the years of these stuff. We don't have any blue sky, and and when you are in the swimming hall as well, you can see them flying around and all that. But apparently that's just totally normal. Apparently, according to one of these doctors, this is just totally normal. Everybody has floaters. I don't think so. I think that's a bullshit. Anyway, I do agree, as far as I can see, that there seem to be different causes for floaters in your eyes. So just because you have floaters doesn't mean that you have the same thing as another one that have floaters. As far as I can see, with people gathering together around this floater thing and all that, having different different things, characteristics and all that, it doesn't seem to be it doesn't seem to, there can be variations of causes. The doctors don't really believe that fungus can stay in the eyeballs. Doc Kaufman seems to have another suggestion, a second opinion, that says that these guys are great hot tubs for the fungi. It gets nourishing, it's get the heat and it's all that and so forward. It's having a blast. I remember reading that in regards of and seeing lectures and all that. Diflucan works in the eye. Well, actually, Diflucan seems to work pretty much everywhere in the body. But it works in the eyeballs. And it will be amazing to see if it works. Because I've heard others, again, it might not work. It might not, apparently, I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, the idea is from others as well, that other people has been on Diflucan, and they began to see their floaters disappear. And I'm like, okay, so you're getting Diflucan, which is an antifungal medicine that kills fungus. The floaters in your eyes are disappearing when you take Diflucan. Interesting. And also I've seen other people that goes on, a fungal thing and all that, and actually they say that, it helped them on their floaters. But again, what works for one might not in regard, as it seems, and then get better already there, and something needs to totally, just go on the meat diet, it seems. And of course, I think if I went 19 years back, I could have turned this around. I think I could have turned it around. But I didn't know better, and I wasn't instructed in the good way. How could I turn that point as I am now? I think it's all over my body. Sadly, it's not something totally visible for the doctors to, there's not something totally coming out of my skin and all, it's like, it's smaller things, and that they apparently can't. Anyway, just you're going to be put in the nutcase, box, and yep, just the nutcase. We start out. We have a fungus issue in the penis, but apparently it didn't work with the fungus things and all that. So you're putting, you're just a nutcase apparently. Yeah. That's mistreatment. That's actually misdiagnosis and mistreatment for years and years and years. And trying to get in your head, it's all in your head. You don't have spilling all the beans, all my private issues and speaking about. Yeah. Anyway, I have doctors that's like, we don't know what we can do, special doctors and all that, it's like, I don't know, we don't know. I don't know how we can help you. Maybe I could change my diet, maybe you could have stop doing that, okay? Would that have been really hard to say? Try to eat meat for a week, and only meat, just eat meat. for a week. See what happens. No, we don't know. Oh, these clever, brainy people that, long education and getting a really good salary. Oh, we don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Oh, it's like totally don't Diflucan. Again, it's going to be interesting. And as you can see, the pagan bullshit has begun. I don't know if you can see it but you can see the building there. There's a tree, and there's other trees out on the, I don't know if you can see it, but there's trees, this and that, and they, all that bullshit. Nothing to do with the Bible. Nothing to do with the Bible. Anyway. Mixing paganism with the surface of Christianity, which has nothing to do with Christianity. Ooh, it looks good. It's going to be nice to have some food. And this is pretty much empty, but this is yogurt. And it was really, really low pH yogurt. I want to actually be finished with this before going on with the Diflucan, because there's still some sugar in on the refrigerator. No, not the refrigerator. I'm not sure what it's called. But I still have some. It's a little hard to see actually. Let's see. Oh, I think we will lose some light. Yep. Yeah. And that was pretty bad. But anyway, I have a little here, and I'm trying this thing out. Doing no sugar, and let's see how it goes. Don't want to feed the beast, that's for sure. Best chances to kill it off, Oh, it was so interesting. Oh, I'm looking forward to it. I really hope it works. If it works, I should be able, hopefully, I don't know, but, if it works and it begins to kill off the fungi, if the thing is in my eyes, utter blast of a show. We'll have to see. I will enjoy every single second of that, if it works. It will be amazing. It will be the biggest, greatest show to observe, I will enjoy every single second if it works. Anyway, well, I have to see. I'll have to work pretty quick, it seems, You take 150 milligrams in regards to the dose, in regards to women problems. Now, of course, you can take more and all that, but, the idea of this, one pill dose thing and all that for women issues, and as we can see, it also written in regards to people with penises. Interesting, isn't it? And yet not a single surface of the thing, But what if the problem is more systemic? What if it actually is more rooted in your body, and the itching in the penis is actually only the symptom primarily? A symptom coming up, like a volcano or something. I don't know. Anyway, that might actually be a bad. But you get. It might be just the issue. Might not be the total thing. Anyway, I should probably stop now. And because again, it doesn't matter. I can talk and talk and talk. The thing is, does it kills the spores? Because if it doesn't kill the spores, I have a problem. It will. It will then be able to come back. So that's an interesting thing. And of course, if the Diflucan works, that's a lot of ifs. If the Diflucan works, could probably set that off already, and that would be bad, very bad. So I really have to be strict on that for sure. So what to do? I've seen some products that is actually antifungal products that is set. Well, maybe actually only one. There must be more than one. At least one I've seen saying that it actually kills the spore. In regards of if there's any things down there that shouldn't be there, it should help on that. Of course, sadly it's pasteurized, but it's the best that I could find. Milk from natural fed cows and all that. So anyway, that's just a little update. I got the nice statin. Yippee yippee yay! That's wonderful, and I can and we are going into the 11th day. 7 to 14 days. So again, and the new moon is coming around. So if I can eat all the yogurt and all that before that, I could pretty much start out in the beginning of and then, cutting my hair, my beard and all that, it's itchy, and all that, and my nails as well. It's one of, I have one thing, and, when it begins to, be longer, as you can see, I know, we're nearing the end of the month. Now, this is not written in the Bible and all that. This is not a command. It just makes it's easier for me to, like, when I begin to have, on the mobile in regards to the nails, you begin to get longer and like, we're nearing the end of the month, or they begin to break single break of these nails. But usually I tend to actually have a, where they begin to have issues and all that and begins to annoy me and all that. And then I know, we're closing to the new month, So I get just one of the ways I'm trying to make it more normal in regards to the biblical calendar and all that, and have things. Is that I can't really use that much, but on my hands, absolutely works pretty good. In regards to my hair, it was better when I could just cut the hair every month, but I have so much dandruff and all that, and so I do it every 15 days. So in the beginning of the month, when it's the sliver of the month and the full moon, and then I usually cut. If it works, I would expect a lot of things to go away. Maybe it will fix the dandruff, the itch, that I have, different places, the crawling in my, the eyelids as well, the crawling in the eyelids and nose. Again, different places in the body, pretty much all over, pretty much the feet and the stomach, the arms and so forth. The eye thing, If I can begin to see that it actually kills all of these critters in my eyes, and I'm taking antifungals, well, what is the things that is in the eyes then? And it looks like Candida albicans, and maybe it is Candida albicans, right? Of course, there is a chance that actually might be one of the other, but again, I don't know why to seek help in regards to these things, because, I don't know. In any case, the doctors, just rejected apparently the mycologist expert, rejected me pretty fiercely, I think. So where do you seek information? Well, Doc Kaufman have information. So in regards of the statin and Diflucan as remedies, and Spornox as well. I do still have my concern in regards to Spornox and all that. But anyway, so I think I lost the thread. I'm like, yippee, yay. That's great. It's awesome. It's absolutely awesome. So, yeah. Ask when you don't have anyone to actually ask, right? When you're just a nutcase, you don't, this and that, and everybody have fungi and this and that, and no problem, and blah, 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 right? And you pretty much have one closed door after another. Bang! We're not going to talk about that, right? Anyway, it's just you're making of all the symptoms, It's just, we'll have to see about that. I hope the Diflucan works. I really hope. Now, if the Diflucan doesn't work, what's left to try out? Well, I don't know. If the Diflucan doesn't work, the only other option I do have, I guess, is that would work, but that's the other option that I have. And I've heard people live 20 years only on meat, so a year shouldn't be a problem. And so that's the other option that I have to try out. But overall, it's just it's hope, right? There's always hope. And it's nice to at least have some hope that you might at some point succeed in regards of fixing your things. But I get, the sooner it could have been, It's interesting also to listen. I'm still, there we go with the nails, I guess. No, maybe it's not the nails here. Anyway, I've nearly seen, I guess, 100 issues. So I'm like, oh, yeah, that makes sense in regard, having, where you can like, oh yeah, okay, yeah, they have the same, things, just, there's variations and so forward, but the fungi can go a lot of weird places, right? And some have issues with this, some have issues with that, and all that, the itching and all that. Yeah, the eye floaters went away when they began to go on a, antifungal diet. Wow, interesting. Or using Diflucan. Oh, interesting. Yeah, but my doctor says that it's totally natural to have hundreds and hundreds of floaters in your eyes that flows around and all that. And I'm sure if I went to the eye doctor, he would say, it's no problem, it's just normal, blah, blah, blah. All to get to the place. But, of course, I could ask to be, we'll see if it works. And people, if it works, if the Diflucan works and it begins to annihilate these things in my eyes, of course, it will be word against word. But of course, everybody thinks I'm nuts anyway. So, it doesn't matter how much proof you put on the table, apparently, because no one believes you anyway, right? So, it's whatever. If you have experienced them or not, they are there. So, I experienced having contact with demons in my occult days. Now, I didn't know there were demons at that point, but a lot of people have contact with demons. Now, of course, people don't believe that, and they will think you're just a nutcase and all that. Or they come as family members, dead family members. They come as God. They come as like higher self, or whatever spiritual guide. We pretty much said that as well. And they come as aliens, and whatever. Many, many ways, Good God and bad God play this bad cop, and they do whatever they can to deceive you. And they're very, very good at that. Now, of course, people don't believe that, that haven't experienced it. But if you have the experience of having contact with these entities, you would know. And it doesn't matter what people say, because because you experienced it. And so anyway. So, I should get my food, my meat. It's probably not that hot now. It's pretty cold, I guess. I would guess it'd be pretty cold. But anyway, it's okay. Meat, it's good, it's nice, and I'm hungry. Have a good one, all of you, and may Jehovah bless you, and may have a good one, all of you. It's nice. It's very nice. I don't need to, I had these websites and all that where I could look into, apparently the computer have gone dead. Oh, anyway, I had these websites where it's better to get it from a source that is, a sourse that you can trust, So it's great. Pretty great. Apparently it's my Anyway, have a good one. I'm just stop talking. Have a good day, all of you. Yom Tov. Oh yeah, and look for the new moon. When you see the new moon, it's the beginning of the month. Isn't it wonderful? You can actually look at the moon and see where you are in the month. Oh, here we new moon 0.0%. Oh, so they say something because of Chodesh Tov or something like that. Have a good month. I'm not sure if that's Chodesh. Chodesh Tov or Tov Chodesh, I'm not sure. In regards to Hebrew. Anyway, whatever the case, and of course they have some paganism mixed into it as always, but here you go. You can see Castrop. That's waxing the new moon. When it's like 1307, what is it now? Yeah. So maybe tonight they will be able to see the slivers, at the beginning of the day, and thereby maybe the next, I'm not sure. I don't have all the data and all that, but actually says it's still going down. The new moon, 16, still ongoing according to this. Maybe what is going on here? It says 0.0 percent at the moment. That's 12. No, what is that time? 13:07. I don't understand that. But again, very, very close at least. Now it still says age 29.828 minutes and 44 seconds, but it says 0.0. I don't know why it says 0.0 and 0.0. Oh, 0.02. Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. Oh, yeah, of course. That's the thing, when you go to the doctor, you have your brain with you because he might kill you or murder you. You should just, oh, well. Any case, 0.0, yeah, so of course 0.02. So it's still decreasing. I don't know if it will, if anyone will be able to see it. There's still some hours for it. So, but in Denmark, of course, in Israel, there's less variation in regard to the winter and summer thing in regard to the time. So in regards to the sunset and all that. So maybe they might actually be able to see it in Israel. I don't know. Or maybe tomorrow. And I don't know how many days we're actually on in regard, because there's a max numbers of days before you roll over to the next month and all that. So anyway, have a good one. I'll stop now. Stop.